In a peaceful village surrounded by rolling green hills and colorful wildflowers, there lived an elderly woman named Clara. She owned a tiny wooden cottage with a small vegetable garden, a few fruit trees, and an old rocking chair on the porch. Her life was simple, but she always wore a warm smile. The villagers admired Clara because she never complained. Whether the sun was shining or rain poured from the sky, she greeted every day with gratitude. One morning, after a heavy storm, Clara walked into the nearby forest to collect fallen branches for her fireplace. As she wandered along a narrow path, she noticed something unusual beneath the roots of a giant oak tree. It was an old wooden chest covered with moss. Curious, she brushed away the dirt and carefully opened it. Inside, dozens of sparkling gemstones reflected the sunlight in every color imaginable. Clara's eyes widened with amazement. "I've never seen anything so beautiful," she whispered. For a moment, her imagination took over. She pictured herself living in a large stone house with beautiful gardens, soft furniture, and warm fireplaces in every room. She imagined buying new clothes, traveling to distant places, and never worrying about money again. But there was one problem. The chest was far too heavy to carry. Thinking carefully, Clara gathered long branches and vines to build a simple wooden sled. Slowly and patiently, she tied the chest onto it and began pulling it toward the village. The journey was difficult. Every few steps, she had to stop and catch her breath. As she rested for the first time, she looked inside the chest again. To her surprise, the shining gemstones had changed into polished silver coins. She blinked several times, wondering if she was dreaming. The jewels were gone. Although disappointed, she smiled gently. "Silver is still valuable," she said to herself. "Perhaps this is still a wonderful blessing." Encouraged, she continued pulling the heavy chest. The road became steeper. Birds sang in the trees, and the afternoon sun warmed the forest floor. After another long stretch, Clara opened the chest once more. This time, the silver coins had transformed into ordinary copper coins. Her heart sank. She quietly closed the lid. For a few moments, she stood in silence. All the dreams she had imagined seemed to disappear one by one. Still, she continued walking. As evening approached, she reached a small stream and sat beside the water to rest. When she finally looked into the chest again, she gasped. The copper coins had turned into nothing more than smooth gray stones. Not a single coin remained. At first, Clara felt tears forming in her eyes. She had worked so hard. She had dreamed so much. Now the chest seemed completely worthless. She sat quietly, listening to the gentle sound of flowing water. Then something unexpected happened. She noticed the beauty around her. The birds were singing. The trees danced softly in the breeze. The golden sunlight reflected across the stream like tiny stars. A gentle smile slowly returned to her face. She remembered her little cottage. She remembered the fresh bread her neighbors often shared. She remembered the children who visited just to hear her stories. She remembered how every evening she slept peacefully without fear or worry. Then she softly laughed. "What have I really lost?" she asked herself. "Yesterday I was happy without this chest. So why should I be unhappy today?" At that moment, Clara understood something far more valuable than treasure. Wealth can disappear. Gold can fade. Dreams built only on money can change in an instant. But kindness, friendship, love, and gratitude, these are treasures that never lose their value. Clara gently closed the chest and left it beside the stream. She walked home carrying only the bundle of firewood she had originally come to collect. When she arrived, her neighbors welcomed her with warm smiles. One family brought her fresh soup. Another shared warm bread. The village children ran to her house asking for another bedtime story. As Clara sat in her old rocking chair beside the fireplace that evening, she realized she already possessed everything she truly needed. Her house was small, her clothes were simple, her possessions were few, yet her heart felt richer than any king's. From that day on, whenever someone in the village became worried about money or success, they visited Clara. She would smile and say, "Happiness doesn't wait for perfect circumstances. It begins the moment you become thankful for what you already have." Years passed. People forgot about the mysterious chest hidden in the forest. But they never forgot Clara's wisdom. Her words spread from village to village, reminding everyone that peace is not something we discover in treasure. It is something we build inside our hearts. Because true happiness is not measured by what we own. It is measured by the love we give, the gratitude we carry, and the joy we choose every single day. And that is why Clara remained happy in every situation, becoming richer than anyone who spent their life chasing gold.